He'll be the chairman of Talk Radio. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Hour 2 of the Sergio Show on 710 KURV is made possible this hour by South Texas Buick GMC. And also, big thank you to Lone Star National Bank. From the Babylon Bee. Oh, you good to go, Freddie? Okay, let me share this real quick. Since Freddie said, hey, make sure I'm able to do the 710 KURV, Facebook and X and online on the platforms, which are a blessed reality. And yes, a blessing to Talk Radio. We're able to do so much more now, thanks to you watching as well and commenting. It takes time. The way they, especially Facebook, I hate Facebook. Facebook sucks because the algorithms. Thank you, Sister Sarah's with me right now, Sarah Hammond. Oh my! It takes days for all this. It's like 5 days later, people, 7 days later, people who wish like Merry Christmas, like, oh, why did he just post that? Christmas was like last week. Well, they posted on Christmas Day, but it takes forever to videos to get out there. Anyway, I say this because Freddie has to puts us on Facebook, but also X Live and YouTube Live. So check out the videos that we post there as well. Thank you for engaging us on there as well. So I mentioned the Babylon Bee, which is satire, wonderful satire. Nick Maduro, as we call him, Nicolas Maduro. This is satire, people. You haven't seen the Babylon Bee, you need to go see it. It's hilarious. These guys are genius writers. So why did I think of that? It was right there at the tip of my tongue. Nicolas Maduro now polling as the most popular Democrat in the U.S. From the Babylon Bee is Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State, is taking care of, like President Trump says, hey, go take care of this Iran thing. Hey, go take care of this Venezuela thing. And go run this, go run that. White House announcing over 1 million new jobs were created in December. But they were all filled by Marco Rubio and from the Babylon Bee, as Greenland is in the crosshairs for President Trump. He wants Greenland. Well, from the Babylon Bee, again, satire. Greenland panics as Marco Rubio is seen donning a parka. Is good stuff. And news that you need to know this morning before I go to my friend, Sister Sarah Hammond. No decision from the High Court on the tariffs issue. No decision. They led with something else. We were expecting, that is like the marquee, one of the marquee issues the High Court has already heard testimony on, heard arguments on. And we didn't get it at 9 o'clock this morning. We're likely not going to get it today. Still waiting on the U.S. Supreme Court decision on the emergency tariff powers that President Trump has used. So stay tuned, see what comes with that. And another important business note, as I mentioned toward the end of last hour, some of the news sources out there, like Reuters, we had New York Times, the trade deficit in our nation took a nosedive. The White House said it collapsed. Well, I guess that's a pretty good argument. It went for almost from about $49 billion. And this is an October number because it lags. They still need to do all the counting and all the bean counting on this. So the number from October, some news reports said it collapsed unexpectedly. Well, what do you expect when we start making more stuff and putting stuff on ships and sending it overseas after we have new trade agreements with countries that are now buying U.S. stuff? A new trade agreement with the UK, a new trade agreement with the EU, a new trade agreement with, the Philippines, new trade agreement with Vietnam, all this stuff going on ships going overseas. It went from almost 50 billion, I'll round up, to about 29 billion. Took a nosedive, cut by half. And they'll keep working on those numbers. The power of the stick that President Trump used to force negotiations on new trade deals with all these countries, well, you can say it's paying off. And by the way, yesterday we had a mention of 2 new drug manufacturing facilities. It was Johnson & Johnson who was in the news today saying they've got 2 new manufacturing facilities coming up in a couple of states up on the East Coast, and that's going to lead. And they agreed with the White House to cut some drug prices as well. But you create jobs in this country, you manufacture more in this country, yeah, you got to put that on planes and ships to send overseas. So that trade deficit number should continue to shrink bit by bit. All right, the time is 10:13. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV, and we are now in election mode. It is primary decision 2026, and we got Republicans and Democrats. And I thank God for all the Republicans, courageous, conservative business owners and other folks in different professions who are standing up for what they believe in. Now we have some political competition. It took us 10 years to get here. We're here now. Thank you, Jesus. So in the race for State House 41, one of the fascinating races taking place. Again, we're in nomination mode. March 3rd, the primary election, we have the parties that will be deciding the voters in those parties. First of all, you need to decide, I'm going to vote Democrat or I'm going to vote Republican. I encourage you, you conservative, you call yourself conservative, and you're not picking up too much information because, I understand you work for a living. Come over, vote on the Republican side. Make a decision on who will represent your values, conservative values, small government values, less taxation values, the cultural values that I know you want to represent and advocate for. You don't identify with the modern incarnation of the Democrat Party. Come over to the Republican side. We have some decisions to make on who's going to represent the Republican Party come November of this year in the general election. So in one of the fascinating races for State House, Texas State House of Representatives, seat number 41, we have 3 Republicans who are running. All of them are friends. I've known them for years. And one I've known a little bit more than others for a longer time is Sister Sagredo-Hammond, who's, turn on the mic, Freddie, for Sister Sarah. Sagredo-Hammond is a local business owner. We've talked plenty through the years, as well as her personal experience, a survivor of domestic abuse, domestic violence. And she said, at some point, she said, I got to run for this State House 41. So you're running as an advocate for victims of domestic violence, or you're running because you're a business woman, you make payroll, you have to keep your entity in the black, unlike government that you waste all this money many times, because the government, they just take. At local level, they just
We're
take.
paying more and more taxes
Absolutely.
constantly. We pay sales tax, franchise tax, we pay city tax. There's nothing that we don't pay. And I'm okay paying if I know what it's going to. But when you hear stories like, well, we had a surplus and we just have to spend it, that's not okay. Why are we not having a savings in our own government to help the places that we do need? Schools, our school districts, our teachers need better pay. We're entrusting these teachers with the most precious thing we have. My children go to public school. My husband works at public school. Why are we paying the teachers less than we would pay an employee that we employ in our businesses? That's not okay. What kind of world are we creating when we do those things?
That's what drives you.
That's what drives me.
Is the proper administration of the wealth that has been taken from businesses, from landowners, from property owners, to make sure it's applied efficiently,
yes,
without abuse, as sadly we see up in Minnesota with the federal government now investigating that.
That was crazy. All that money. And then you hear people were trying to whistleblow the problem and they were being shut down.
Yeah.
So we need to, when we talk about freedom of speech, it should be freedom of speech for the right things, for goodness, right? To clarify issues, to bring out to make our country great again, not to be hiding people and trying to keep money and pocket money into the wrong places. We need a better system and we need better people to step up and to be those voices. The only reason I'm running is because I've been fighting at the Capitol for years, trying to get our small business voice heard. And they keep voting down good bills that will help support business, help bring down our property values. My parents are over senior citizens, and we should be doing something for our senior citizens to be able to keep their homes. Instead, they're on limited budgets. Why are they paying more for property values and we're penalizing them when they are what made our country great?
Republican Sagredo-Hammond, business owner. She's running for the Republican nomination in what is called State House of Representatives, seat number 41. That is pretty much a good portion of the North McAllen area, Northeast Mission area, bit of Edinburgh as well. It's
98% McAllen,
yeah,
12% Edinburgh, 7% FAR, and 20% Mission.
You've had a chance to go out there and meet some of those folks at, some of the meet and greets. And
most definitely.
Okay, what are they telling you? Same thing on the taxation thing?
They're telling me about the property valuation. They're telling me about their healthcare problem. We have a massive healthcare issue in the valley. We have irrigation problems
Yep.
in the valley. I mean, for it to rain and then we're drowning, like that's not okay. These are our community. We are the valley. We are the best. I made a presentation the other day and I said, we are the best of what Texas has to offer. We are the strongest Hispanic community in the whole region of Texas. And we're not looked at in Austin as that. We are looked at a border town where there's just cartel, and we're growing at massive ways, and our industry and our infrastructure needs more revamping.
I'll give you a little nuggets of information we picked up this week. So U-Haul said that Texas is the number one state that they're moving to. Well, McAllen, Brownsville, our region is number 10 nationwide. You can imagine how many hundreds.
Nationwide.
Number 10 is the destination point is McAllen, Brownsville, this market. U-Haul, because they rent to all these people moving to Brownsville, moving to
They know what
McAllen
they're talking
area.
about.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're coming to town quickly. Absolutely. We got a lot of infrastructure issues that need to be addressed at local level, county, and obviously by the state of Texas. Republican Sarah-Hammond is running for State House 41 representation. She's running for the nomination. We have some candidates that are going to be duking it out. The March 3rd is the election day for the Republican and Democrat primaries. It's when voters will decide who's going to represent.
February 17th is early voting. That's the
already.
Start of early voting. February 17th, mark your calendar. Get out there and vote. I'm an advocate. We have about 130,000 voters in our district, and an average of 3,000 to 5,000 vote in a primary.
You looked at those numbers, 100. So that means we have roughly 1/4 of the registered voters in Hidalgo County are within District 41. In the
District 41
is 135.
About between 120 to 135,000.
That's about a fourth, because we have about 400 something thousand.
Yeah. Registered voters
in Hidalgo County.
But the only people that vote are 3,000 to 5,000 people.
That's sad.
But you know what? It's because we're not inspired to vote. People look at the news and they say, oh, I can't do anything about this. This is horrible. They turn the news off. They don't want to hear it. I understand that. But in order for us to really make change, you need to get your voice by voting. Every single vote counts. And I want to inspire those registered voters, those that are already registered, that have their voice heard and can be heard in the government. Get out there and make your voice known. Vote.
A unifying battle cry for conservatives, for business owners, for property owners is the taxation issue. Despite some of the cuts that are proclaimed by any local entity governing body, say, oh, we cut rates. Yeah, but the whole valuation thing was crazy over here. I know that's one of those issues to try to rein that in. As a business owner, a business woman, franchise taxes is another thing that at the state level you can address. Now, for people who are on payroll and don't have to worry about this stuff, franchise taxes, they at state level circle back. And why should you be?
Every year, I talked to Abbott about it years ago in 2012.
Why?
In 2012, I asked him, and because he ran on getting rid of franchise tax.
Yes, I remember that. Ooh, that was several cycles ago.
And I got in
the
front of him.
inventory that you have is taxed every year?
No, our inventory is taxed. Your payroll everything is taxed a second, third time, because we pay sales tax. We pay state tax. You know what I mean? Federal tax. And now we pay franchise tax still. The good thing that Abbott did for us was he did increase the amount of income that you could have. So I don't pay as much franchise tax as I used to, but it's crazy as a business owner, the type of tax that we get put on our backs. And then it's hard, especially in our area, to increase pricing because we are a small community that, we live and work for every dollar we make.
No, and we need to address that issue on the business side.
Yes.
Because we, as onerous and unfortunate and painful as for a business owner to have to take inventory, pay tax on the inventory and the office chair and the office tables and the computers and all the stuff that you have for your business. Can you imagine how much more onerous it is in states like California, Illinois, where they're running from there to come to Texas, for Texas to be the number one state people are running and businesses are running to.
And number 10 in the nation,
Here in the
McAllen
area.
and Brownsville.
Yeah.
Come on.
Can you imagine how bad it is? So those businesses who come here, that's even a greater magnet to bring in more jobs if we address the issue on franchise
We have
tax.
so
Again,
much in Texas. Small business is the heart of Texas. Abbott has ran on that. Small business is the heart of Texas. Why are we not doing more for small business?
Republican Sarah-Hammond is one of 3 candidates who are running for the nomination on the Republican side. That's why I encourage you. You got to vote for the Republican primary. I know some of y'all know Sarah. You need to get out there because don't be duped and distracted like in years past. We have a lot of so-called Republicans. Well, there's nobody to vote to. Wrong. We got a lot of people to vote for in the Republican primary. That is March 3rd. Early vote is February 17th. And by the way, if you're not registered to vote, you're new to the area, you're conservative, and you're listening to all these candidates who are courageously sticking their neck out, probably getting blasted and criticized by even some of the people that they know in the community for running as conservatives, running as Republicans. And you need to register to vote. That would be February 3rd, 30 days before the election.
Well, I understand if you do it by VDR, and I'm getting 4 of my team to get a VDR certified so that it can go in a lot faster.
Okay.
So let's get you registered. If you have never voted, that's okay. Let's make a change today.
Yeah.
Get with me, contact me. I'll get my team out to you, send them to your home, to your business to get you registered so that your voice can be heard.
What has been the reaction from the key groups that are out there? Business groups, women business groups, small business owner groups. Like, tell me, who's lending you support?
Property valuation is massive and huge. And I'm getting support from all of the people that I have worked with, all the nonprofits that I've donated to for years, all of the chambers. All my people out there in my community are with me, and I feel their love and I feel their passion. And even those that, may be a little upset that I'm running as a Republican, they're still standing next to me, and I can feel it, and I appreciate them, and I'm grateful. So I just want other people to know it's okay if you've never voted. There's no shame in that. Let's move forward and let's start making change today, because today is a new day.
Yeah. And another invitation. I know who you're talking about. Not specifically like names in my head, but that's the general trend in the Valley. There's still many in our business community, financials community. They're still getting adjusted to the fact that their values are elsewhere now. Politically speaking, they're on another island. And since we do have courageous folks who are sticking their neck out like you and many other folks, they're saying, yes, I'm conservative. In your case, I'm a business owner. I hear the complaints on business from property and
we got to lower our
tax.
taxes. We got to take care of our insurance for our businesses, because we have to be insured. We got to take care of payroll, take care of our employees, take care of our children. I've got 3 daughters. What kind of life are we going to give them if we don't start making our voice known and heard? Vote with me. Vote for Sarah.
Are they? How old are they?
My daughters, I have a 24, 15, and 12. She's going to be 13 pretty soon.
Did the 15 get a quinceañera?
No.
Did she ask for something else?
I told her we're saving for a car.
Okay, good. Was she good with that?
We got to make good choices, right? And at the end of the day, if I don't teach them to make good choices with money that could be in their pocket, or fun and fame, right? And so for us, it's one or the other. It's not both.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner. We've got to cut our expenses.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you got to manage money. Absolutely.
Manage your money. That just like the government should be doing for us.
Yes, ma'am. There is no guaranteed revenue coming in the next business cycle. No.
Especially if we're going to be looking at lowering property taxes like Abbott wants to do, taking care of our senior citizens and lowering property values for them, and him getting involved in the appraisal districts.
Businesses and homes, they need to remain in the black. They need to balance their budgets, unlike government that say, oh, we got guaranteed revenue.
And taking care of our veterans. Yeah. My father's a veteran. We should be doing more for them.
How's your dad doing?
He's doing okay. He went to an appointment this morning. Yeah. Thank you.
And I asked because, Cowboys.
Daddy loves you.
Well, he does. I hope he's listening right now. Well, the Cowboys didn't do very good. I was just wondering if, he's pessimist again.
Yeah.
For the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's loyal.
Thank you, Sarah, for stopping by. Come and see us again. We got plenty of time to talk between now and early vote and election day.
Shall do. Thank you so much.
Sarah Hammond, local business owner. And I didn't even mention the business. It's Atlas. I should have done this at the beginning. Atlas.
Electrical, air conditioning, refrigeration, and plumbing services coming to you.
There we go.
24/7.
Look for them online. This is the Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. This hour made possible by South Texas Buick GMC and Lone Star National Bank.